Hey everybody, Mark Schultz here. I'm going to wait for a minute for the streams to go live here, and coming to you with another episode of Recovery in Aviation. So just give us a second while the streams go live on the different social media platforms. But I wanted to thank you for joining me today in this session of Recovery in Aviation. Hey, this is going to be a short session, just a brief one today, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to tell you about a couple of things coming up quickly. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a CEO of a 3D metal printing company on this broadcast. It'll be 9 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern. And so if you're interested in 3D printing, you'll want to join me tomorrow with the interview with the CEO, Ron Robinson of the 3D metal printing company. So that's number one. Hey, number two, I have a really exciting thing coming up. Many of you know that we've had really great success with these interviews of Recovery in Aviation. We've been doing this for about 2.5 months now, and we've had a lot of great leaders and CEOs and companies on this broadcast, and it's been very well received, and we've had so many people that have been impacted by it, and they've really asked us for more. And so what we've decided to do is we've decided to have a virtual summit, and it's going to happen on August 25th, 26th, and 27th. And in that virtual summit, we're going to have 50 leaders over a 3-day period for 24 hours a day. And we're going to have interviews with leaders in the industry focused on recovery in aviation. The whole sole purpose for this is for you to walk away after these 3 days with some great ideas on how you and your business can walk into the fourth quarter of this year with recovery in aviation and prepare yourself for tremendous success in 2021. We expect to have over 10,000 people participate in the virtual conference, and we'll have at least 50, probably more, leaders and CEOs in aviation speaking on success in aviation. You are not going to want to miss this. Look for more details in the near future. Hey, share this live stream. We're going to have a little bit of a discussion today about recovery in aviation and what it really means. All right. Hey, yesterday, I'm not sure if you were watching the broadcast, but I was out at the airport in Minneapolis at Minneapolis Airport, and the police ran me out of the parking lot. There were no signs. I just wanted to clarify, there were no signs that said no trespassing, not open to the public. It was a parking lot at the Minneapolis Airport, and it was very near to a Delta A350, and I was videoing next to the Delta A350, and I was maintaining a safe distance from the fence. It said stay 6 feet back. I was about 20 feet back from the fence, and a policeman came and respectfully asked me to leave. He said it was private property and I couldn't be there. And all I had to say was, hey, I understand, because at these times when you don't really know what people are doing, I was pretty close to an airplane, and they just asked me to leave. And so I didn't argue. I just said, that's fine. But I wanted to clarify, I didn't go to jail, and everything is okay, and we're going to continue our broadcast. The reason I'm doing a broadcast inside today is because it's raining outside today, and I couldn't go out to an airport and do a broadcast. But we are absolutely committed to doing broadcasts on recovery in aviation. And so I'm jumping back online today, and we are going to have a bit of a discussion about recovery in aviation. If you would, please share this live stream. It's live, and if you have any questions, you can jump online with me, and we will actually I will answer your questions. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the CEO of the 3D printing company, and I'm going to have my co-host, Larry Little, online with me. But I wanted to jump on today and just do a short broadcast and have a little bit of discussion with you about recovery in aviation. Hey, for those of you that maybe know my story, I'm an A&P mechanic and a commercial instrument multi-engine pilot, and I actually went to work at the aircraft manufacturer McDonnell Douglas, and I immediately got into digital. I got into digital, and I got into planning and scheduling, and I was in the early days of turning scheduling into digital for planning of manufacturer changes onto military aircraft on the F-18. And it was really cool because I was able to work on the Blue Angels F-18 as one of my early projects that I worked on. And then I went from there on to Northwest Airlines, and that's why I was out at Northwest Airlines, or out of Delta yesterday, near the building that I had worked in. And I actually did special projects, and I did engineering kind of activities, and I was speccing out new airplanes. And then I took on technical publications and part of engineering and task card writing. And then near to the time when I left Northwest Airlines, I was managing a maintenance training, and those were all amazing opportunities because at that time I became in a position where I understood how it is that digital can make an impact to your business. But I was really a consumer of digital is what I was. I wasn't producing digital and I wasn't helping people to be able to go digital. I left Northwest Airlines and went to Jeppesen. And when I was at Jeppesen, we started a new business, which was Jeppesen Maintenance Information Services. And what we were doing is we were taking paper-based documents and we were turning them into electronic, and then using Jeppesen's capabilities to aggregate and distribute data. And we were applying it to maintenance, and we were distributing electronic data out into the industry to airlines at the time, so they would have electronic maintenance manuals. And that was really the very early days, because not that many people were using electronic documents yet at that point. And it was very, very successful. And as most of you know, that Boeing came in and bought Jeppesen, and then that product was actually eventually merged into one product as part of Toolbox. But after that time, I really learned the difficulties in implementing of digital data out there in the industry. And there were so many obstacles that were in my way, and I struggled. And if I was concerned over technology and business application and software and data and the availability of internet and the ability to be able to get acceptance, through change management of people and quality and regulatory approval and internet and all those things really played into, and they were really obstacles that were getting in my way and were preventing me from being able to be successful in the deployment of digital data. And it was so frustrating. And then the time came, and it was almost like magic, in that all those factors came together, and all of a sudden became possible for us to be able to do digital transformation in this area, in the performing of maintenance. And then many other software providers, began to come and bring more software. And today we find ourselves in a place where there are really no obstacles that are preventing us from going fully digital within aviation. Not this year, but last year, I traveled 480,000 miles, and I've worked with over 200 different airlines and MROs. And I can tell you from my own personal firsthand experience that a large portion of those people are on paper today. And so if you're feeling like you're behind, you are not behind. You are in the same place that everybody is in their journey in moving toward digital transformation. And so I want to encourage you that now is the time to jump on board and to do this. There's a couple of good reasons. I want to tell you why. All right. Over the years, I have seen that digital or major events in our industry or in our world cause major shift. Okay. A good example of that is, for example, when the internet came about in the early 2000s, it created a major shift in the way that we did business. All right. And all of these factors coming together have positioned us to be able to make this major shift. And now, with the difficulty we've had with people not wanting to handle paper and our need to work remotely and social distance, it's really created an event out there in the industry, which has caused it to be the perfect time for us to move into digital within aviation. All the foundation had been laid prior to this, and now it's the time for us to leverage this and to be able to move forward. Now you say, why? All right, because the acceptance of digital has dramatically increased. Last summer, the federal government said, we're going to go completely digital. You have to move all of your records into digital. The FAA has followed that, and they are in the process of moving everything to digital. They are going to expect you to be digital because they're digital. Number one, all right, is that there's acceptance of digital that exists out there. Okay, number two, all right, is that people are looking for significant efficiencies out there in our industry today in order to be able to survive. All right, I have personally seen digital provide people 1x returns, 2x returns, 3x returns, even 10x returns on their efforts to implement digital. And I've seen people cut costs by 20, 30, 40% in maintenance operations and in engineering operations by the implementation of digital. And so one of the major factors that people have had in the past is that things are working okay the way they are, and it's hard for us to be able to shift, and people aren't going to accept it, and it's going to cost a lot of money. All right, but listen, today, because of the economy and the way things have moved right now, we need, in order to be able to survive, to create significant efficiencies in our business. All right, and we need to find ways to do that. And one of the things that we need to do is we need to carefully look at our business, and we need to look at the places where there can be evolutionary change, major significant changes, so that we can get more work done for dramatically less cost and to be able to operate in this environment where we exist today. And digital, the implementation of digital is absolutely one of the ways to do that. All the foundation has been laid. There's so many businesses out there in aviation today that are operating on paper. We need this economically within our business, and now is really the time for us to go forward with this success. Listen, tomorrow I'm going to have a good example of this and the implementation of digital technology in aviation, and I'm going to have a CEO on our broadcast tomorrow talking about 3D metal printing. If you're interested in the subject of 3D metal printing, then join me on the broadcast tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. It's going to be a great broadcast, all right? Next, I just want to remind you, is it's on the screen right now, August 25th, 26th, and 27th. We have a virtual summit coming up where we're going to bring together over 50 of these leaders over 3 days. They're going to share this kind of information to be able to help you to be successful. And in moving forward in the last half of this year and into 2021, we're going to give you new ideas and to be able to help you and support you to be able to be successful in your digital transformation journey. Hey, join me as we do these continuing broadcasts. And I want to thank you for watching today. And I want to wish you fair winds and following seas, and have a great day the rest of the day. And we will see you tomorrow on the broadcast. Bye.